Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream today. I'm going to join Tbone again for another day of Satisfactory. Going to build, going to take on the power plant still for today. I think that's my only. I'm going to build the water tower. I'm going to get that running, and I'm going to. I have compacted coal down there, and I have quite a few power plants up already. So that's the plan for today. And at any point in time, if you want to see Tbone's perspective, please drop over to his channel. It's in the description below. Tbone is gaming. Join his, and yeah. Other than that, let's pretty much get right into it.
I am going to switch. I'm going to move this and rebuild it. So, okay. Blueprint designer. Okay, I am going to do it. So the console is that way. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I know I need to build a power plant. So I'm going to take a look at this. I've not used this. So, new blueprints. Yes, we're doing that's right. Okay, so this is going to be coal generators. Okay. So, blueprint designer. Right, so how do you use this thing? D, any ideas?
Oh, lots. Yeah, you bet. I did a whole guide on it, actually.
Did you?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Would you like
do you
me
want to come over and show me?
I was going to say, you want me to truck over there and...
Yeah.
I don't know where
please.
I left my truck.
Well, it's not far. It's basically the blueprint. It's at the main base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've built it at the main base, but I haven't got a clue how to use the thing.
I see where you are.
Right. Just near the space elevator and the awesome sink.
Okay. So the
cool.
basics are you build something within the grid.
Okay.
I personally build towers on the four corners and add power, but that's for the wings later on. You wouldn't need to do that now. So anywhere within this grid, you build something. Add everything you want, meaning everything. You want a roof over it. You want power. You want belts. You want whatever. Good luck on getting too much of a power plant in there. But it's not that it's not doable. I find that I don't have enough room to put in my stuff, so I still hand build my power plants. But hey, you want to give it a shot? Give it a shot.
No, I'll see how much room we've got. Right. So, yeah, blimey. Can I get a third one in? No. Okay, well, that's pretty useless then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't do power plants. There is a mod, by the way, for anyone interested, where you can get, like, MK, what is it again? MK2, MK2.5, MK3, and MK4. You would be able to encompass, in the largest size, you would be able to encompass your entire 12 bank into a blueprint. So they do make a mod. After you're done your mod, you come to the blueprint designer configure here, and you press the E button, and then you make. I would strongly suggest making like a folder. Imagine like a computer. So you make a folder. In that folder, you have, say, all your assemblers or all of your constructors or all of your foundries or whatever. And then you can actually program. I usually do a generic. And then let's talk smelting for a second. I'll do a generic smelter. Okay. Then I'll do a copper smelter, an iron smelter, and a whatchamacallit. And then in case they add anything else to the game later on, I still have the generic.
Gotcha.
You can color code them. You can whatever. Other than that, that's it. Your restriction is a little bit less than the roof up there. Well, it's not really a roof. It's just a grid. right? But
Yep.
you're just a slight little bit less than that up there, that framework.
Gotcha.
So that's your height. This is your size. That's about it, dude. I mean, that's the
Okay,
basics. I could
good.
go way beyond, but, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool. No problem. So are you starting your stream at this point?
It's already started. Yeah, I just introduced and then
Oh,
kind of went in.
okay. Oh, you've done your introduction, yeah?
Yeah, I did a quick one.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't hear you say hey everybody or anything.
No, I'm still on push to talk on whatchamacallit, on Discord. So I just didn't push the button.
Oh, okay. Got you. That's your own choice though, because you're free. You're free to talk openly if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But if I ever
Right.
talk to my stream, then do you know what I mean? Like, then I don't need to push the button. Blah blah blah.
Okay, got you. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to pop down to Studio 2, and just gonna have a quick chat to my chat for a bit, and I'll catch you in a few minutes. Okay.
Yep. So everybody, I'm going to. I think this is my truck. I can't remember. Factory car. There's a tractor over there. I don't remember. I'll bet you that's mine. That looks like mine. It's got all the rotors. Okay. I just got to figure out what I need here.
Meanwhile, Dee, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been making some biofuel.
Okay.
So I've actually taken advantage of the fact that you've basically, completely dismantled an entire forest.
Not me.
Yeah, you. You were really busy with your chainsaw, I gather.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to clear everything out. So, yeah, you bet.
So, what's changed in Railroads Online then?
They added a townscape, which I'm not too sure whether it serves a function or not yet. I know they're planning on it. And they put a bunch of signage in. So I was goofing around with that I was doing it on my old railroad, like the one I already created. Okay. And they added an entire new map to the whole thing. So I had to go into my old one, goof around for a bit, and then transferred over and checked out the new map. So
gotcha.
neat stuff. I mean, it's not what I recall or what I would call a finished game. It just isn't.
Oh.
But
by any stretch of the imagination,
right? But it's early access. They're not, saying it is or isn't. Like they're not pulling a cough cough Bethesda.
Todd, it just works, Howard.
Yeah, no doubt.
16 times the detail, apparently.
But I mean, it's yeah. Anyway, it's yeah. The game to me is really good. They put weather effects in, sky, storms, snow. They put a bunch of effects in. So neat stuff. Like I said, I mean, I've always, right from the beginning, I've always enjoyed the game. It doesn't have watching you play Derail Valley. It is not as difficult as Derail to drive their trains. You know what I mean? Like there isn't as much to the train driving. I'll be honest; it's a lot. So, but I also don't use the first person view I go, well, it's just their enter, you know what I mean? Enter, it's the F key. Okay, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just entering into their, you do the same thing once in a blue moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time you're showing your 3D proper engineer's view, you know, operator's view
First
of the
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is generally the way I prefer to play. I think the thing I found, I mean, driving that steam locomotive on Wednesday stream. Sorry, I normally think of Derail Valley as a Tuesday. It was a one heck of a challenge.
Yeah.
Has to be said. And I've watched. One of the things I mentioned on stream is I've watched various things, not only sort of heists and real world stuff, but I even managed to watch a video, and it was a training video, and it was to do with the London Midland Scottish Railway. So this is back in like the 1950s. This was a UK railway that run on the Great Western Main Line. So that goes from London, Birmingham, up to Glasgow in Scotland. And it was a training video, and it showed somebody who, became a cleaner. At sort of like the left school, became a cleaner, was cleaning engines, was preparing them, and it talked about what it took to be a fireman and a driver and all that kind of stuff. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I was, and particularly to do with firing an engine as it's driving up a main line. That the idea with coal is it's little and often.
Yeah, rather than a bunch and only do it 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is that basically because the problem is if you put too much coal in a steam engine, it means that the coal at the top is not burning efficiently because you're not getting enough air into the firebox.
Okay, I thought it was the bottom, but okay, I don't know that much about them.
Right. Well, the thing is that you could get a draft from the bottom, from the grate at the bottom of the firebox, but also you can get it from the blower, and also you can get it from a vacuum that's created by the cylinders.
Okay, I get you now. Yeah. Now it makes sense.
So from what I gather, and oh great, my truck's just run out of fuel.
You had one job.
Fortunate. Yeah. Yeah. I have one job. Tbone. Yeah. You had one job. One job. Fortunately, I'm not too far from the starter. I'd have to actually craft some at this point, even though I've made some. Have they done a bunch of changes here? Because that river looks different. I swear on my game settings.
It's possible. I never looked at the patch notes, to be honest with you. There was, I've downloaded 2 patches now.
Okay. Yeah, because I know the last patch was a couple of weeks ago. It was huge. So for everyone on my stream, as you can see, this is the power plant I built. We're going to double this. So I need to figure out where.
Hey, Johnny Rook. How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Thanks for joining the stream. I'm sorry you haven't caught any of mine so far.
All right. I'm going out west. I think
this game is very, very cool. Do you play Factory Builders?
Western or cowboy music at this point. Excuse me. Cuba says, "Dear, we did a Lorax." What on earth is? Do you know what he's talking about? I haven't got a clue.
Did a Lorax? I know Lorax is.
I've got 1,800 biofuel on me. I'm having one of those. Those starts. But do you know what he's talking about when he said when apparently you did a Lorax? I have no idea what he's talking about. I've never read any Dr. Seuss.
I was going to say that's all I know is that it's a Dr. Seuss. I don't know what it's about. Hey Johnny, we
no, neither of us know the story of the Lorax. Okay, I have a feeling we're going to have to be sitting comfortably.
We've been playing Tectonica on with myself and my wife, doing a
Although I remember seeing, I think there was a film adaptation of where something like Horton Hears a Who.
Well, that would be
yeah.
Horton as a Hue.
Is it? Because I think Horton was the elephant.
Good
And he had
question.
No. I'm talking about Dr. Seuss. I remember there was like an animated adaptation movie, and it was Horton Hears a Who, and it was an elephant, and basically he was out in the forest one day, and he come across this flower, and on the flower there was a speck, and this speck was actually a tiny city, and that's what the Who's were. There were tiny people in this city. So you ended up with this elephant sort of looking after them. But the thing is whatever the elephant did obviously affected the city. So, if he sat down, if he happened to sort of move along too quickly, then the city would receive earthquakes. It was that kind of stuff. It's quite cute.
Yeah, I don't know the story. I just don't.
No, I don't know the story of the Lorax, but that was to do with when Horton Hears a Who. That one, but the Lorax, no idea. I'd have to bring up a sort of a précis or of it.
Yeah, Johnny. Satisfactory.
Meanwhile,
is,
hello to Johnny Rook in D&Wee's chat.
Yeah, we're sitting here chatting. I didn't want to. You were talking about Lorax when I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no big deal. Yeah, he's talking about his laptop isn't all that graphically, powerful enough to play this, which is a bummer. But yeah, it is a very graphically tough game because they use the Unreal 5 engine. Yeah, it just it's tough.
It is now.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I know they're taking their time in terms of actually releasing the update, and they're doing a lot of work on it. So there might be some optimization which could help. I know Update 7 is currently on Unreal 4, but how long this stays on experimental, I have no idea.
Yeah, Snoot was talking about no timeline. Like, they're hoping, but no, he didn't want to give a timeline, because then if he gives a timeline, then people are going to hold him to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we ever get... No, we didn't. Oh, you got concrete foundations. Okay.
What sort of foundations were you looking for?
Asphalt.
Oh, no, we never got asphalt, no. Although I know there's a bunch of stuff that's going into the autumn sink.
Well, I'll make it out of concrete for now. It's just you can't use regular foundations when you're making a round building. There's clipping that goes on, and it looks really horrible. I could actually show.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, because Snoot was going on about that on the last video he did, and he was talking something to do with what is it, particle priority or something? I can't remember. Meanwhile, if I was going to build a power plant along the coast, would I build it next to main base? Do you think? Because there seems to be a lot of obstacles in the way.
Map-wise, how big is your power plant? And where is your coal?
Well, it's the 3 pure nodes that you might be aware of.
Yeah, they're up by the original base, by the pools there that are uncovered in your map. So if you don't mind belting it to the coast, go straight off the coast of your main power plant.
In other words, basically just expand the existing power plant.
Yeah, but your original power plant is up on that lake, isn't it?
The original power plant is not too far from where the starter base is.
Okay, that's what I mean though. But it's to the east of your main of your.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would go to the west and go out on the coast. All the
Yeah,
water in
that's
the
right.
world. I would
Yeah.
double stack it myself. You know what I mean? Put the pumps down below and put the power station on top. But if you were running out of water over there, weren't you? Wasn't that the issue?
I think the main issue is, because it's a lake, because basically I'm using a lake. So my issue is that I'm going to run out of space for power, for basically pumps for the water extractors.
Gotcha. So yeah, for anybody,
I'm tempted.
sorry, dude. For anybody watching, this is the reason why I need asphalt. Is if you look at the fluttering that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can make it out of concrete, but it still flutters because concrete has etching on the top of it, whereas asphalt is solid one color. There's nothing.
I'm thinking about putting this power plant at main base at this point, or at least building it out, and then figuring out how to get the resources, how to get the coal from the top of that hill later. So in other words, fudge it. Let's see, how much room do I have? Okay, Cube has come back with the story of the Lorax. So apparently the story is a story of an oncler. I have no idea what an oncler is. He was hated by his family, so he moved away to find a new business ventures. He eventually found success with an invention called the Thneed, an all-purpose thingy. Okay. These were made from trees. He started off by taking off leaf by leaf until he started to industrialize. He used machines to chop down every tree in the forest, so his business died. That's the original. Oh, right. So I understand what you're referring to now.
Okay,
Words,
I get it now. Okay, I got you. Pulling a Lorax.
Yeah. So in other words, you chop down all the trees in the world. Well, not quite. Not quite. Still a few left. Maybe to the right of that island, I'm thinking. Let me head over there. Nope. Right, let me check something.
I might have to relog. I'm
Okay.
unable to chop trees down here.
Oh, not again.
Yeah. I think it's distance from host. I'm not absolutely sure on that, though.
Okay, weird. Because you haven't had. I know you've had this issue before, and then you've logged back in, and it's been fine.
Yeah. I think it's a constant thing when it's hosted on a computer, like when it's hosted on a.
Okay.
You know what I mean, on a client computer.
Mm-hmm. So I know what I'm looking for.
And I errored out when I left, so yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just trying something. Anyway, for anyone in my chat, if you want to see Dee's perspective, please do by all means go to his stream. The link is in the description of this one. But as you can see, it is there. Although I can't get it for some unknown reason, I can't get the picture-in-picture running on my side. I've tried, doesn't work.
Oh, it's not working today?
No, it's not working today.
The trees are gone. Johnny, I'm building a water tower. I have a theory on why you want to build a water tower in this game. It's a bit long. The abridged version is if you ever run out of power and you trip the fuse in this game, you'd have to get things running again. And so to avoid having to recharge all of the lines and all the rest of that, you build a water tower.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Cube has got a new picture on his profile. Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of makes me think of a school badge. Has to be said. Unless that's what the vibe you were going for, of course. Right, let's have a look. See. So you're asking for the asphalt thingy-bobs.
No emergency.
No, I'm just having a look because I've got some coupons. Let's see what it costs.
Shouldn't be too expensive.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's under. Is it under architecture? Can't remember.
Customization.
Ah, thank you. Concrete's there. Oh, I'm one short. Let me check the containers. No, I'm not.
So if this is the power plant,
asphalt is now available.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
The power plant is over here, Johnny, and if the water lines that run into the power plant to run the coal,
what am I going to do?
If they ever run out, the water runs a risk of backflowing.
I'm going to see if I can squeeze these water extractors in, but then obviously when you get further in the game, I'm just wondering whether I'm going to be able to do that again. They really need a Mark II water extractor.
You just run a bunch of pumps in tandem.
Yeah, I suppose. But if you're short of space, it'd be quite handy.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
How's the coffee going down?
I haven't even grabbed it yet. I'm too busy building. It's made. I just haven't grabbed it yet.
Oh, where's your good lady wife when you need her?
Sleeping.
Okay. Busy working, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's on her days on. She's on her days on cycles.
Right. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I need to go get my coffee. Yes, I agree. Okay, that's what I'm going to go do. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. No problem. All right. Okay. So I am going to take a look at. Yep. Don't blame him. Don't blame him. I think. Well, D definitely functions better when he's had coffee. I've certainly noticed that about him. I'm monitoring both chats at the moment. Do you feel, as I said, you can certainly come across to mine or go across to his, or don't mind. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. So I'm planning while I'm driving.
Okay. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
I love having,
So-
I mean, I like and dislike having the kitchen right next to my computer, but
Yeah, in my case, the kitchen's downstairs next to the sitting room.
last place we were
Otherwise-
in, it was, we were downstairs with the computer room, which was nice because then it never got hot, right? But, yeah, the kitchen was upstairs, and yeah, that was just...
Cube has just been saying that Z clipping it can be a massive problem because he plays Fortnite apparently, and in that when you ever get
Yes, Johnny,
when
I
you
do.
ever get two floors meeting, you get the same price, same thing.
Yeah,
But I think it's more of a programming thing rather than an actual. Yeah, it's more of a programming thing because the thing is the computer doesn't quite know which particles are above each other. That's the basics from what I understand. Okay, I got 12 pumps there.
I always figured it just, the computer just didn't know which one to write in, and so it goes this one, that one, this one, that one, this one, that one, this one, that one. You know, it's back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, it's a bit like the old joke when somebody's trying to get their. Well, we would call it you. I don't know whether you call it a turn signal. We probably would call it an indicator, as in on a car or a truck.
In North America, we call it not used as much as it should be. Okay, I'm joking.
Yeah, but would you call it a turn signal or would you call it an indicator?
It's a turn signal in North America. Indicator
Okay.
is definitely, yeah, that's British.
Yeah. So, for example, you know, you get two friends that are basically working on their car, and one of them says, "So, okay, I'm just going to try the indicator. Is it working now? Working at the moment?" And the other friend says, "Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes."
I like it.
I know
like
that. I know that's silly, but I can't like it.
Nothing silly about it.
I love that. I think that's quite cute. Yeah, there's no way. I can't see me getting 24 turbines into here. Yeah, that's going to have to go west. I suppose the alternative will be to pipe the water across.
Well, I mean, in your area up there, you have a bunch of little pools, and I've tried to run power in that area, and I remember that one save I dragged you into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he ran from there, and it was just a conglomeration of a boatload of pumps. I personally belt the coal to the coast, drop my stuff in the ocean, and then build a platform on top. No different than what I'm doing here, right? Because then you're covered, like you're done.
Yeah, in that case, that's probably what I'm going to do. So tonight's stream, ladies and gentlemen, for me is going to be building foundations towards the coast. Oh, doggo! I found a doggo.
Cool. Give him a berry.
I don't have one. Damn it! That would have been Maxwell the Third. It's a bit of a tradition. This is Cuba, basically. So the doggos are called Maxwell. So there's already been Maxwell 1. There's been Maxwell 2. So the next one's going to be Maxwell 3. And I left Maxwell 2 in charge of the power plant, and now he's disappeared. Bless him. All right. Okay. So Muggins is going to try to figure out how to get the coal to the coast. That sounds exciting. By the way, do you need power for anything at the moment?
Power? No, I got a whole plant here.
Okay. I was going to say, because the other power plant is possibly going offline. That's a lot of terrain and obstacles in the way. Oh, Cuba spotted an auto save. Thank you, Cuba. Like you and your coffee, I need my tea.
Gotta have it.
Yep. I'm going to drink coffee, but I don't drink it as often as I used to. Okay. Well, look at that. When I built the power plant, I built it on the grid.
Oh, on the global grid. Oh, yeah, smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's on the so basically same with the starter. Everything's on the grid. I know. It's almost as if I planned it.
I have built for so many years without a global grid, I forget.
Sorry, what did you say?
I've built for so many years without a global grid that I just forget whenever I build. When I built the power plant.
Sorry, I keep forgetting what you're saying. It's like, for example, I mean, you went to like a music college. You went to like a music college in like a conservatoire.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Did you study classical music?
Classical guitar, but yes, classical music.
Okay. In that case, you probably know the old joke about that Beethoven mainly wrote all of his pieces in A.
Yeah.
There you go. Or the other one is, have you heard Beethoven string quartets? Neither has he.
Yeah, no doubt.
Things like that. Yeah, for me, it was a general music degree. So I ended up doing all sorts of stuff. Quite a lot of music theory, some arrangement, some composition. Did some music technology, did kind of music technology things as well. This is back in the day when there was such things as the Atari ST. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
Although this is pre-console wars, guys. But even then, people had loyalty towards a particular PC or console. So there was a real rivalry between Atari ST owners and Amiga owners at the time. I don't know whether was it the same in Canada, because it was definitely what happened here.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't the wars because a lot of us were just happy to have something because they were so expensive. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Because the main sort of console war seems to be PlayStation and Xbox, and it has been for the past 20 years or so.
Yeah, and I think there's more of a rivalry these days because the kids are always, I got this, no, I got that, and mine's better than yours, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I recall that. You know, I mean, come on, we had rivalries when we were kids, but just not as much as I think is going on today. Today, it's almost like the Cola Wars, you know, I mean, as far as which game console you're using.
Speaking of Cola Wars, do you have Netflix?
I used to. I got rid of it.
Yeah, I got rid of it as well, but I watched documentaries about, I think it was about 6 months ago. Did you see the one called Pepsi, Where's My Jet?
Yes. Because the guy won the jet. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
It's like, you actually thought we were going to give you a jet. Well, then you shouldn't have said it. Oh, but we were being facetious. Really? Wasn't that too bad?
It's a shame. It's a shame. Although it's one of those things, because hindsight is always a wonderful thing, and you do wonder whether he should have just taken the money nearer the start. But at the same time, can you imagine it? You know, having all that. Basically, you've drank X amount of Pepsi. You've then got, you know, obviously, you've got the rest sort of supplemented, as it were. And the next thing you know, you've managed to, you get a Harrier jump jet. That'd be cool. Rod's saying that the Atari ST was the first MIDI computer he had.
Mine would have been the Amiga.
Yeah, so yeah, because you could buy it. I think you could actually have like an MIDI interface for it, but it wasn't built in.
Yeah, there was many things for the Amiga. The buddy of mine had the Commodore 64, and I recall somewhere in the early 80s, we spent an entire weekend trying to log on to our university.edu site. This is before there was a World Wide Web. But we to play a MUD that the computer department at the university was creating and using and whatnot here in Alberta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was a MUD?
Multi-user dungeon.
Oh, thank you. I've never heard of such a thing, so there you go. Bit of education for me.
Imagine those adventures we used to do in days of old. You walk down a corridor, you see a princess, you know, what do you want to do? Well, I want to pull the potion out of my whatever bag, and I want to, you know, how do you defeat the dragon? I defeat it with the red potion of something or other. Yeah, that kind of thing. That was the general premise of a multi-user dungeon. You got a little tiny window in the top left-hand corner of the screen, and you, well, basically it was text, right? The whole dungeon was text. The whole thing was text. But it was neat. I mean, we thought it was neat that the little picture in the corner changed every once in a while, because it did actually change. But other than that, yeah, it was yeah.
Rod's saying multi-user Zork.
Yeah. Zork would have been a good reference to it. Yeah.
To me, all I think is Mork from Zork, or instead of Mork from Ork. I never played it.
Oh, Zork was fun. I mean, for its day, yeah. Hey, Rod. Hi, Kuba. Hi. Is anyone else over there? Sorry, I forgot to say hi to everybody over on your channel.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. They'll be fine. Poor souls have been confused over me. I can't help it, guys. I'm getting old. It's one of the things that happens. I'm too young. Look, trust me, as you get older, what happens to you is that you'll have moments where you'll go into basically you'll for example, I could go, I could say, I'm going to take a break from the stream, right? And I'll leave my chair. First of all, I forget to mute the desk, which means you'll probably hear me stomping off in the background, because that's something that's happened. D can attest to that.
Not you.
But then I'll go down. Oh, no, not me. Anyway, the next thing that happens is that you get to the kitchen and you walk in there and you think, why am I here? I can't remember now. What was I doing? I know I came in here for some reason. At which point, then you go up to the stairs, and you might use the bathroom or something. You go, oh, I remember now. It's true. So the moral of the story is, whatever you do, kids, don't get old. It's bad for your health.
Yeah. Mr. Sheeple, how you doing?
Wow, blimey. What, Mr. Sheeple's older than us?
Well, he's older than you.
Oh, okay.
I think he's more older than me.
Yeah,
I don't know. How old are you, Mr. Sheeple? Of course, in case you don't mind mentioning your age.
No. Although if anyone asks me, I generally say, I'm 21 years old plus tax and other expenses. I've got to that stage. Ah, right, okay. Well, Dee and I we're only 4 years apart.
I'm not getting my chat again on screen.
Oh, Rod's 61 and counting.
30. I like it. 34. Okay, cool. Well, you only got 2 years on me, Mr. Sheeple. You're good, though.
Oh, there
You're
you go.
good. You're 21 and holding. I'm there. I'm okay.
Yeah. For example, some people. Oh, there's a friend of mine. He was taking the mickey basically, and when I met him, when I met him stroke her last time, and I said, "Oh, look at your grey hair and everything else," and I said, "Look, it's not grey hair; it's experience highlights. Shut up." That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Ah, dear.
Yeah, I'm not getting my chat. What the?
What the? I can see it.
Exactly. What the? No, I have on-screen chat.
Oh, you're on. Oh, right, okay. Have you got it set to a web address?
Oh no, absolutely. All that is set. That's all.
Okay, because I know you have to change it every time. So every time you stream, you have to basically have to change it from the pop-out window. Cuba likes the comeback, by the way, when it comes to grey hair. I think that's decent.
I think I got enough gray. I think I'm good.
I'd say so. I mean, you could cosplay as Gandalf at this point.
Well, that's kind of the whole Halloween thing this year. Is that I've already got a cape and a hood, and I'm gonna go as a wizard, anyways. Whether I do Gandalf or not, that would take a little more of like a gray clothy.
Yeah, along with the staff. What would your wife go as?
I don't know. She doesn't normally dress up for Halloween. If we do anything, she just goes as her.
I think Halloween's definitely more of a North American continent thing. I think there are some people that do it, that do celebrate Halloween over here, but I don't think it's as big. I mean, it's pretty commercial, so obviously all the shops get involved with trying to sell you various Halloween merchandise. But it seems to be very much about marketing for the children, like sort of primary school age, kind of 8, 9, 10 years old. But for me personally, I don't celebrate it.
We only do it for the kids. It's kind of like Christmas. I put on a Santa hat for Christmas, and the kids love it. But it's for the kids.
Yeah. Whereas I celebrate both Christmas and Easter. In my case, but I don't celebrate Halloween. But that's more my point of view from sort of a faith perspective than anything else. But I mean, if people want to celebrate Halloween, yeah, knock themselves out. Yeah, if they want to do it, that's absolutely fine. Fine, I'm not gonna judge. That's their business. It's just not my thing, personally.
Yeah, I don't think we've like dressed up the house or the lawn or given away candy in a very long time.
Oh heck! I mean, you say that. There are some people, I mean, Christmas here, there are some people that go mad to the point where, right, okay, so there is a seaside resort on the coast of, in the northwestern corner of England, right next to Scotland, called Blackpool. And during this sort of time when it gets to sort of like autumn, winter and that kind of stuff, they have basically a set of lights, which is called Blackpool Illuminations, and it goes for a mile. And you can basically drive underneath it and have a look at the illuminations. I swear some Christmases, there are people's houses that are like that.
Gotcha.
And you're thinking, you know what? I am so glad I'm not paying the electricity bill for you next month. I'm thinking there's probably a coal power plant that's dedicated to your house right now.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Good grief! Because some people are thinking, why? Seriously, can you sort of tone down the decorations a little bit? Good grief! I mean, I haven't actually walked into a supermarket yet, but if I tell you something, I mean, it's October, right? If they start playing Christmas music, I'm going to go spare. Because I swear it feels like Christmas comes earlier.
Well, it's the minute Thanksgiving is over. That's it. You're done. You're into Christmas.
Oh, in America, yeah, but not here. Starts about September, October, the build up to Christmas. I'm thinking, why? Can we not leave it till December? I mean, they're trying to introduce Black Friday over here, but it's not quite catching on. In terms of sales, it's not quite catching on. But I mean, I've seen some of the clips from America, and I'm thinking, good grief, people are literally fighting over stuff.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in America right now, people are rioting and looting, so you know.
Hmm. Yep. I mean, I've not really been keeping up with the thing about, I've gotten to the point. I think sometimes when it comes to the whole news cycle, I think, I don't know, you know what? I just want to live my life and just sort of be. I think there are some times when you just want to tune out, and you just want to sort of deal with the day-to-day things and not worry about too much about other things. Because, okay, it's nice to be informed to a certain degree, but at the same time, what can I do about it? Nothing. You know, am I a policeman in America? No. Can I stop the rioters? No.
Well, it's
Right.
more,
Okay.
are you a politician, and do you feel like getting into that and making rules and laws and enforcing things? No.
Exactly. So you know what? It's Thursday. I need to take out the rubbish.
Yeah, I got to go to work the next day, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've got more important things to think of, like, you know, maybe paying for the gas bill or the electricity bill or putting food on the table.
Living life. Yes, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or playing Satisfactory with a good friend.
Yeah, no doubt. That's more important.
Oh, yeah.
Conan, what is
more
good in
important.
life? Playing Satisfactory.
Yeah. Either that or watching a particular television show or movie that you want to have a look or watch. That's something we haven't really talked about, actually. Have you got any sort of movies or television shows that you particularly like?
Fantasy. I'm just about all fantasy, just about. You know, as long as it's fairly well written.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what was I watching the other night? I was watching basically what's called a retrospective, and it was looking at Peter Jackson to do with making like the Lord of the Rings trilogy as well as the Hobbit, and the sort of the work that was involved, and it's fascinating stuff. You know, the amount of stuff that was actually put in.
Oh yeah, and I agree with
Hello.
Mr. Sheeple. Games are life. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm there. I'll go with that. Yep.
Yep, I'll go with that. Yep. Amen to that, brother. I think some people would say that life is a game in itself. Oh, hello. What's... Hang on. I think I may have discovered something. What's this? Oh, I found uranium.
Cool.
Or I found chunks of uranium. But I don't know whether it's a node.
It's very possible it's chunks.
Nah, I think it's chunks at the moment from where I am. Because you're miles away from me at the moment.
Mr. Sheeple, I like to refer to it as rigged.
Life is a horribly unbalanced game. Yeah, too right, Mr. Sheeple. Particularly when you're dealing with government departments. or I don't know whether I don't know whether it's like this in Canada, but private parking companies. Oh. I take it from your reaction, yes.
Yeah, I've dealt with them. Yeah.
So, do you remember that I went and picked up my friends from the airport the other week?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Today, I got a letter from the parking company that basically oversees Heathrow Airport. And the reason is because the reason being is that Heathrow Airport, first of all, the signposting when you enter Heathrow Airport is incredibly confusing, to the point where you don't know where to pick somebody up or drop somebody off. And it doesn't make it clear that even if you go to the drop-off point that you can't pick somebody up, which I found out later. Okay? They have basically issued me with a fine for driving through the drop-off zone, even though I didn't drop anybody off.
For driving through it.
Yeah.
I did catch that right.
It's been,
okay. All righty.
Yeah, because in essence, because basically they've got cameras as you go in, and it picks up your registration plate or license number, as you call it over there. In order to charge you, I think it was about £6 or something like that. But the thing is, I was picking somebody up, and the way of the signposting is, it was really confusing where to go to pick somebody up from. And I thought I could pick them up from the drop-off point, but I can't. So, okay,
that's
fair enough.
illegal, I guess, right?
Well, no, it just says that, this is drop-off only. Whereas downstairs, you've got like an underground car park, which is where the pickup is. But the thing is that the signposting off the roundabout was totally unclear where you had to go. So I ended up driving through the drop-off point and then eventually going to the pickup point and picking up my friends. Now, when I went through the pickup point, one of my friends actually paid, I think it was like £5, so that I could actually go into this place and pick them up. I know, daylight robbery, as far as I'm concerned, as well as the fact that we've got these sort of, ultra low emission zones. So in other words, it's to do with carbon emissions from your exhaust.
Yeah, so you can't run your car for any more than 2 seconds.
Well, kind of, but the thing is, if your car is of a certain age, then it means that you get charged for entering that zone. Nice, isn't it?
Got to pay a carbon tax. Yep, no doubt. Extra charges.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, isn't it? So yeah. And the thing is they've just extended this zone to include Heathrow Airport. I'm thinking, right, what are you charging the airlines this as well? So they come in, do they have to pay their ULEZ, you know? I know I'm being facetious.
My biggest pet peeve is hospital parking, the amount they charge.
Oh, yeah, they do here. They do here as well. Same here. You know, so when I had my kidney transplant nearly 5 years ago, you know, I'd imagine there's quite a few people that were paying for parking in order to just visit. While I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks. I suppose it depends what they do with the money. If it actually goes back into healthcare, it's not so bad, I suppose. Well, if it just goes into the private pocket of a parking company, think, why? So, yeah, I've got a parking fine to dispute. But yeah, I love this bit. Basically, they can take up to 14 days to actually review a dispute, at which point, because if you pay your fine within 14 days, it's half the amount. But, so if you dispute it and you lose the dispute, that means you end up paying twice as much.
Well, yeah, because you tried to dispute it, so they had to argue with you, and it costs for arguments.
Yes. Yes. You know, I love how this works. And I even tried to call their customer service. Now, so I explained the situation. So I actually spoke to a human, which is very difficult these days, half the time. Because most of the time it's a lot of robots and, you know, you got to go to this website and everything else. Ugh. You know, I mean, there's a lot to be said about for modern technology, but situations like this, I'm sorry, call me old-fashioned. I like speaking to a person. You know, I'm a bit weird like that.
Yeah, well, I'd like to as well, but...
The frustrations of modern life. Anyway.
Wow.
Are we just getting too old? Is that what it is? You know, it's like what I said to you about Richard III body being found, and people were joking. Well, you know, we probably couldn't pay his parking. It was a bit of a harsh punishment, but he couldn't pay his parking because he was only paying cash. Because yeah, I remember that. You used to be able to pay cash for parking. Now, good luck in that. There's an app for that. Oh, great. Okay.
I can't remember where I walked into. I walked into a store, and the guy says we only offer some sort of on your phone pay. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, I don't have a phone. I do, but I just didn't have it with me, so I went with the I don't have a phone. And the look he gave me was like, how do you live without a phone? Pretty easily, actually. It's rather nice.
Yeah, I still remember the days when a phone was attached to something on the wall,
and it had a dial on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It had a dial on it, like a proper rotary dial. Like this. Everyone in chat's thinking, what? Everyone in chat is looking at me on webcam thinking, why, Tbone?
No.
Why are you making
Mr. Sheeple knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, but everyone's probably looking at me in chat thinking, why are you waving your left hand like a windscreen wiper? Oh, dear. But yeah, that's what you had.
Yeah, whatever. I tried to resist the whole phone thing for as long as I possibly can.
Oh, me too. For a few years, I actually had a Simple Simon phone. And I really loved having a Simple Simon phone. But it's getting to the point now where you can't park anywhere if you haven't got a Simple Simon phone. So I've had to sort of relent, and I've got a fairly basic Nokia smartphone now. But still annoys me that I have to. But anyway, yeah, I was speaking to this customer service person. And I said, you know, I told them the situation. I said, look, I went to pick up somebody from the airport. I didn't know where I was going. and I ended up driving the drop off through the drop off bay. And you find me. She says, but you have driven through the drop off area. I said, yes, but I've explained the signpost was confusing, and I ended up paying for the paying to pick them up anyway. She says, okay, well, in that case, you'll have to lodge an appeal. I says, well, can't I do it with you now? She says, no, you have to do it online.
Well, aren't I
I'm
on with you
speaking-
right now? Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Hello, you are customer service, correct?
No. See, customer service is the computer. She just drinks coffee all day, chats at the water cooler, and
I'm thinking, and she says, "Oh, you got to go online." At which point, I thought, right, I'm gonna just go along with this and see where this goes. I said, "Slight problem. I don't have the internet."
Nice.
She says, "Okay." I says, "So what am I going to do?" She says, "Well, I can't log it for you." I said, "But your customer service." "No, I can't log it for you. You can write in." Right. Seriously, in this day and age, I tell you something, mate, I am so tempted to write it in fountain pen and put it in an envelope and then wax seal it.
I was going to say in cursive. Don't forget to write it in cursive.
And put it in sort of, almost like sort of Dickens language, like, good day, good sir. I happen to have traversed that kind of stuff and see how I get on with it. Because, oh my giddy aunt, that kind of stuff just really annoys me. I don't even know what cursive is.
That's handwriting. That might be a North American term. Like, there's printing,
handwritten, yeah,
and then there's handwriting. And handwriting is the actual name for it is cursive. I like Mr. Sheeple's comment. When his internet goes out, he calls his ISP, right, his internet provider, and they tell him to go online. And yeah, exactly.
It's a bit like Klaus's story, which I shared with you, to do with Canadian Tire, because I thought that was genius.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And that is perfect Canadian Tire, by the way. And, well, not just Canadian Tire. That's perfect department store thinking.
Okay, yeah, you just need your 4-digit pickup pin.
Yeah.
What's one of those?
Yeah. No, that is an awesome story. I loved it. We should share that so that everyone else knows what we're yakking about.
Oh yeah.
There's a story about a Canadian store up here. It's called Canadian Tire, but it works for any department store with a bunch of no nothings working there.
Mm-hmm. Cooper's just put, "Don't you have a phone? Go on the internet and buy one."
Yeah, but my internet's out. Oh, we don't know how to answer that one. Yeah, no doubt you don't.
Yeah, if I had the money, with this Apcoa parking, I would handwrite the letter and put it in kind of almost like very much sort of Dickensian language. And I would be very tempted to then hire a horse and cart and turn up to their office.
Horse and buggy.
Yeah. And go, and then turn up to their office and basically saying, "Good day, good sir. I have seemed to have seen. Is this the parking premises?
Is it okay if I park my horse out there?"
Oh dear. Anyway, the whole story with Canadian Tire is just brilliant. So yeah, but if you want to have a look at it, people, go to Klaus Kellerman POV, point of view, and there's a whole story about him trying to get a battery, and it is genius.
Yep.
Absolutely genius. In fact, as I said, Klaus Kellum is a. Oh, hang on. Ah! I'm getting bugged here. Sorry.
Uh-oh, we're out of concrete at the main base.
Oh,
I guess
crap.
we're not making it. Yeah, okay, I'll go back to the starter base.
Not at the main base. No,
Yeah.
we're making it at the starter.
Building that big round building, I've run out of concrete.
Okay. Well. Oh, blimey. I've got all of the beasties in the world attacking me. Like all of the beasties in the world. I'm dead.
I was gonna say, do you need help? But yeah, I guess you're.
I did. Not now.
I think there's places in the States, Mr. Shiva, they still ride horses. I've seen videos. I don't know whether that.
Is it the Mormons or?
Well, I mean the Hutterites and the Mennonites and I mean that kind of thing. That happens up in Canada too. But I just mean your odd rancher will,
Oh yeah.
ride a horse into town in like Texas or something. Yeah, the Amish. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think there's a Weird Al Yankovic, isn't there, where he does a parody, and it's called a parody of Gangster's Paradise, and it's Amish Paradise, which is quite good. Yeah, that's quite good. So yeah, I got in touch with my friends. I said, by the way, I've been fined. She went, what? So she sent me the evidence of the fact that she paid for the parking. And I've also got their flight numbers as well. So I'm going to send it and see what happens. So I shall report back in a couple of weeks. But to say I'm a little annoyed would be putting it mildly. I'm sorry, dear sir, that's not cricket. I've already paid my parking, by Jove. Wondering why I'm talking like that? It's probably because
You're British.
well, no. In that very much sort of, I say, good sir. I don't know what it is, but I've been watching. Are you familiar with a series called Elementary?
No.
Okay, so Elementary is a modern day recreation of Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, makes sense. Elementary.
It's a modern day interpretation. So you have basically you have some, I don't know if it's a British actor, but you got someone with a British accent. It's set in New York, and they've got Lucy Liu playing Jonas Watson. But it's actually a very good interpretation. But it is very much that sort of speech pattern, and that's probably why I've picked up on it, because I was watching it earlier today, and they caught a serial killer. I mean, my definition. I mean, for goodness sakes, but ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it. Hate to admit it. Call the cops. I'm a serial killer. I had Cocoa Pops on Monday. I had cornflakes on Tuesday. I had Rice Krispies on Wednesday.
You're crazy.
What?
That stuff will kill you.
What, the breakfast cereal?
Yeah.
No, that's why I'm a serial killer. I kill cereals before it kills me.
What am I gonna go with here?
All right.
Where's your Caterium into wire?
Not been built yet.
Oh, okay.
Because the Caterium was one of the resources that still needs to be brought into the main base. But
Gotcha.
it's not far from the actual main base itself. It's only a few hundred meters.
Well, I was just looking. I don't need it anyway, so we don't have MK2s. I'm mixing my playthrough and your playthrough. My playthrough,
Oh, okay.
your playthrough.
5'2", my playthrough. Da, 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 da.
What do I need?
Right. Well, I'm gonna go back to that spot now and see where we'll see where I end up dying again.
I was going to say, do you need help?
Oh yeah, I need help. Definitely need help.
Yes, but have you always needed help?
Oh.
Or is this just a recent thing?
Well, I couldn't hire the A-team. They were too expensive. Besides which, I wanted somebody who could shoot straight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on, it's true.
Yeah. Other than
Every episode.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I was gonna. Mr. Sheeple mentioned a while back, Texas in the Midwest, still very open like Canada. We were talking about people riding horses, just out in the open, like it's a normal thing. So driving truck, being that I was always in the back country, there are many times. I mean, not in the winter up here, but there are many times where, a group of people. Most often, I'd have to say women. But where a group of people are riding, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses down the side of the highway, it's like no big deal.
Well, they're riding 5 horses at once.
Well,
that's an achievement.
Whatever, 3, 4, 5 people riding 3, 4, 5 horses.
Oh.
Yes. Good attempt at a dad joke there, though. That was a good attempt. Okay, so where did you die?
Where did I die? Well, I'm going back to it.
Oh, we're going the wrong way. Do you need my help?
Yeah, so basically it was on the coast. Well, it's towards the coast. But I'm just going back up onto the bridge that I was building. So I can figure it out. So I'm now heading southwest towards your location.
Gotcha.
But it's kind of somewhere halfway between. It's on the coast. It's about sort of halfway between the starter base and the main base. But it's on one of the islands there. There's a lot of beasties and a lot of critters out there.
Okay, so it's this new foundations that I saw over here.
Yeah, it's there. There's so you've got a mother hog. Then you've got a spitter. Then you've got bees as well. It's like, as I said, it's like all of the critters in the world have come together and gone, you know what? You've survived for way too long.
It's time for you to die.
Yeah.
I was going to say, neither one of us has died in our factorial, but we don't have trains yet.
Well, we haven't encountered bugs yet.
Nope.
Either. I'm not looking forward to that part. As you can tell, I'm not very good at killing stuff. Because I wanted to try and build foundations kind of out in this direction. And across this island here. Because this is basically where the coals kind of come in.
I think I know where you died.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd get the Jeep out here, so I left the truck back there.
Yeah, there's a lot of nasty stuff out here. I'm flying above you at the moment.
Yeah, I see you up there in the air.
Okay, there's the bees. Or some bees. So it's the far island. Except, yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, I'm swimming for it now.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now playing Finding Tbone instead of Finding Nemo.
We got to make a ramp onto this foundation set you got.
Yeah. Working on it.
I probably would have driven out there. This is a long walk.
Slight problem. I've already come out here, and I don't have anything on me because everything is in that box.
Of course it is.
He hasn't spotted me yet. There he is.
The big boy.
Right.
He's just a big guy.
Da-da-dum. 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 Dum-dum-dum. Okay, there's one. All right, next one. Next flaming splitter. Go on. Get in there. Right, now then. Hogs. Ow! Come here. That's okay. There's all right, and there's another one. All right, okay. Right, who's next? Who wants some? You want some? All right, okay. Go on. All right. Ah! Epic fight here. I've got the mother. Oh. Hang on. Oh. I'm on the mother. Oh, I'm dead. How did you live? In the red corner, weighing in at 220 pounds. He's going for it as well. Oh. Hey, ole! Dun, 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 dun. Don't have a gun. Did you get him?
Of course I did.
Oh, well done.
Now can I get you up?
Right. Okay. Now, I'm back. I'm back at the hub.
Oh, see, I can't remember whether you can res somebody in this.
No, you can't. Sorry, I'm back at the hub. No, you can't res. I don't think you can. Oh, that was an epic fight. Now.
Bit of exercise.
Okay.
It's all about dodging, man. That's all it is. Thank you, Mr.
If you can
Sheeple.
dodge a wrench, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, that kind of stuff.
Well, the regular bulls are dodgeable, for sure. The big ones, no, they're not dodgeable. So,
I didn't think so.
You have to like jump.
Sorry, I'm just swimming at the moment. Because I want my stuff back. The nice thing is, at least you don't lose your at least you don't lose the equipment that's actually on you, like blade runners and a parachute and that kind of stuff.
You used to.
I know you used to, and it was a pain to get back. Yeah, I think there's been some update because I can see the sun coming up and it looks absolutely gorgeous on the top of the water. Although I've just gone under the water now. All of a sudden the game doesn't know where I'm underwater or on top of the water. Oh, bees. Yeah, I can deal with bees. That's fine. Go on, get out of here. Although I don't want to deal with any more bees, thank you. There's a poisonous. Oh, I'm building in a great location. I've got poisonous flowers. I've got bees. I've got all sorts of stuff. I just want to cross. I just want to get out across it. Ah. I'm heading in your direction, but I'm on low health.
I got the second big guy. Ah, that was a fun fight.
Oh, I'm glad you're having fun.
You'll have to grab the hard drive. I don't have space.
Okay. I just want my box back.
Well, yeah, no doubt. I mean, I can't grab the, there's a power slug out here. There's, but now cover the floor of this place in foundations.
Ooh.
Like you don't have to be like edge to edge, right?
Yeah.
But have lots of foundations around and,
Okay. Well, I picked up a few things by the pod. Pull handle. Oh, okay. Hard drive. Okay. I shall when I get my stuff back. Hey! Brilliant. Ah, one of those annoying spheres.
yeah, supposedly my contract compels me. I don't care. It's not very compelling to me.
No.
Okay, this island looks clear.
Oh, good. It basically, I'm only crossing over it.
Yeah, but still, this one looks clear now.
Okay. No, I'm only crossing over it so that I can get to the nice blue water on the other side. At which point I can start laying foundations down. Control. Yep. There we are. That's it. There it is. Oh, it looks like the bridge isn't on the grid, but this foundation is.
Okay, yeah, I've swept the island twice. You look like you're okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
My hero.
I stole all the berries.
You would?
Absolutely.
Is that for your picnic basket?
It's, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm probably going to drop the berries off if I don't need them or use them.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are right. So I can start building foundations now for the power plant. Hoorah! Now I've figured out where to put it. Finally making progress. All right, so I'm going to put in, I think I'm going to put in about a 40 by 40 grid here. By the way, how's the plant coming at your end?
The round building is up.
Okay.
I don't know. The round building is up.
Good start.
I grabbed a whole bunch of steel beam. I'm going to do all of the coal in MK3s.
Yeah, well, that's probably what I'll end up doing as well. That's the main reason I started the playthrough.
Yeah.
I started the game a few hours prior to stream, because I had a feeling that we're going to go through a lot of it.
Oh yeah. I find when I'm by myself, it's one thing, but having two people building and both of us dipping into the same boxes, yeah, it's.
You soon run out of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because in essence, we're kind of, we're all obviously we're going for the same sort of objectives and the same aim. It's just that we're approaching power in slightly different ways. You're doing compacting coal. I'm doing regular coal. Because of the 3 pure coal nodes that I've got, and nowhere near sulfur.
Yeah, this is actually my first attempt at. It was Mr. Deathus there, one of my other channel commenters and whatnot, that mentioned.
Yeah, well, he was kind enough to pop in on my Derail Valley stream actually.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, nice to see him. So for those who don't know, I do stream
There
quite
he is.
regularly. In fact,
Hey, Mr. Deathus.
oh, there he is. He is there. Deathus from
Lurking.
your point through. Deathus
He
when
was lurking.
Deathus when I call it when I speak.
I always thought it was
Speak to him.
Deathus because death. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Is it Deathus or Deathus? I don't know.
I don't know. What is it?
I'm not sure. Or is it a potato sort of situation?
I think it is. Or it's North American
point?
versus a Brit. I don't know. One of the.
That could take years.
Yeah. I got lost. I'm actually lost.
It's bad enough when we were talking about Cockney rhyming slang the other day. Up the what and the what? The apples and pears. Hey, fantastic. Cubus just said, and we're back to how many times did Tbone die? The game show. Yeah, that's Gemini. Yeah. Does that mean I should change my channel name to Tbone? Tbone is dying, or is that too morbid? Maybe people will actually take it seriously. I don't know, rather than get the joke. Right. That's the foundation for now. Okay. There's power storage debris. Are they actually worth building?
I build them every time, ever since they came out with them. Like every playthrough, I've always built the batteries.
Okay.
That's kind of what I use the water tower for. So I got this big, huge building, and my only plan is in the top of it, I'm going to be putting the fluid buffers, right? Like that's it. So when you look inside of this place, oh man, and my trees are back again. But when you look
when you thought,
yeah, just when I thought they were gone. Yeah, they're all back.
Yeah. Yes, all the trees are gone and the sky is grey. California tree.
California dream. Yeah, no doubt. So I got this big, huge building, right? And I'm only going to be using the top for the fluid buffers, right? So I got all of this space, and it's dead space because you can't make a round building any smaller than this and have the edges match up. Like they just don't. You end up. I've made smaller octagon buildings, and they work a lot better with the geometric. I don't know what to call it. The geometrics of the walls and the flooring and how it all works. But they also changed how the grid works on foundations now. They've changed it again. Like they changed it, then they changed it again, then they changed it back. People complained. I liked it when you had 5 grid positions on a foundation. So you had the middle, and then you could spin a foundation on top of a foundation in the middle. You also had the corners, the 4 corners, and you could spin a foundation on that corner and do something else with it. And you could come up with some wild looking buildings. I mean, it was really neat looking. but they've taken I don't know what they've done. I know they goofed it up.
Hmm. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're developing a game, I suppose. But the one thing I'll say about the developers of this game is, generally speaking, they don't goof up as often.
No, they're fairly decent. I got no huge complaints. I'm with you.
No, not with Coffee Stain. No, definitely not. They're certainly better than some game studios we could mention.
Bethesda.
That's a nasty cough you've got. You need to get that fixed.
That cough is impossible to fix, I think.
Yeah.
Seeing as how it's a very facetious Bethesda cough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't like Bethesda. I just don't like how they do their business. It's like Microsoft back in the day. Let's release an operating system with all sorts of holes and problems and issues, and and then we'll slowly but surely we'll fix it, but not in any time frame. Decent.
Although I know there's still people that I wonder whether there's anyone out there that still uses Windows XP.
Oh, you can't. It's not supported anymore, so you can't. You have to be on 7, I do believe. And even then, I don't know whether 7 is supported anymore.
So even if you have a physical copy of it.
I have 2 old computers that I gave to a nephew of mine. They both run off XP, one off Pro, one off regular, whichever, right?
Okay.
And he cannot, under any circumstance, hook up to the internet. Can't do it.
Why? That seems so arbitrary. Doesn't make a blind bit of sense.
Because, the minute he hooks up to the internet, he gets an issue. He gets a problem. Like, he gets an error, and Microsoft is getting a hold of him and telling him this, that, and the other thing. And I told him when I gave him the computers, I said, well, here you go, and here's, 2 U-Haul boxes full of games. You know what I mean? Have fun, right? And just don't ever hook up to the internet. You can't do it. And, of course, he did. He didn't listen to me. Oh, Uncle, I have an issue now. So I had to come over and basically reinstall and reset the Windows, the operating systems for him.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that's kind of meme worthy now from Windows XP is when you see people sort of have a bit of a moment where they kind of lose the plot, and you get now you get the sort of XP start music whenever that happens. I think the last one I saw was it almost as I think it was Nancy Pelosi, of all people, and she just had one of those moments where she just completely got confused, and then went, "Oh, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?" And somebody layered the ding 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 ding, as if her brain had just rebooted. I quite like that. I think that's the only thing I would use that thing for. Yeah, no kidding. You get through stuff quite quickly. I ran out of cable.
Okay, I think I'm all upgraded other than the sulfur line. I don't know whether I got enough to do it.
Righto. Nicely done. I've got a way to go yet. Now then, what else do I need? No, don't need that. What I need... Sorry, I'm thinking a little.
You think? I mean, what? Had to. I had to. You were wide. You left yourself wide open.
Oh. Why I order. To be fair, that was a good shot. It was an open goal. I'll give you that. That was a nice shot. I'm going to need a lot of reinforced iron plate rotors and cable.
Yep. I stole most of them.
Oh, thanks. That's
Yeah,
very
no,
neat.
hey, no problem.
That's mighty neighborly of you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. No issues.
Although I've lost my truck. I can't find my truck.
Was it back at the
Oh,
base?
Yeah, it's back at the. There's 2 trucks back at the starter.
I probably stole it. I just wanted to get going. That was the whole. Got to get going. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go.
See, sometimes sometimes mate, I love you, but sometimes you can really fall out with people.
Hi. I don't know what you're talking about.
Damn it! I know the keys were in the ignition, but you didn't have to take my truck.
Yeah, actually, I did. It had more stuff in it, so it was less work.
Thanks. I'll walk then.
Yep. No, there's another truck there.
Is there?
Absolutely.
What?
But it only has
Where?
fuel in it.
Yeah, but there's oh god. Right, okay. Well, I'll tell you something. Be careful, because if that's the way you want to play it, fine. In that case, if you park your truck, make sure you keep tabs on where you park it next time,
Yeah, keep the keys, eh?
because you never know.
You never know. Yeah.
Somebody might sneak up behind and go, mine.
Mine, 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 mine.
Oh yes, the seagulls. I think the main time that's used is in World of Tanks, particularly when you get up one of these battles where you've only got a few enemy tanks left, and everyone's racing to destroy the last remaining enemy tanks. And yeah, you do get people go, mine, 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 mine.
I think I might have missed a spot on this sulfur line. Do we have any overclockers?
Overclockers.
Yeah. Actually,
You mean the bugs?
do we know the slugs? Do we even have the technology?
Yeah, we have the technology. We can rebuild him if you like. There's an old reference. Wonder how many people got that one.
1 million? The 6 million. I mean,
Yep. Yes, we have the technology. We can rebuild him. Yeah, $6 million man.
Steve Austin.
Was it Lee Majors that played him?
Yep, absolutely. But the character name was Steve Austin.
Yep. Yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is before he decided to go into cryosleep and then join the WWF, which then became the WWE.
Which then became something else now, hasn't it?
I have no idea. I don't keep up.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't even try. Yeah, I could use a fully overclocked. I need to come steal 3 or get a slug or do something.
Okay. It's interesting that slugs. I know when the slugs do overclocking in this game, and yet in Deer Valley, they're sort of overclock in a way. Just a little bit different. Hey, I found a truck. Right, I've got a truck. Thank you. Right. I think I need to do some shopping. Let's see, what else have I been watching? Oh, I watched the first episode of Gen V tonight, which is kind of a spin-off from The Boys.
Okay, I watched
My
The Boys.
Yeah. There's now a spin-off series called Gen V, which is set at a university, basically like a superhero university.
Okay.
Oof. My goodness. Yeah, it's just as graphic when it comes to language, and you know, it's very bloody is the best way I can put it. Particularly with one of the superheroes, she has the power to basically manipulate blood any way that she wants, by the looks of it. So there's one point where somebody ends up with a really nasty injury, or like an arterial bleed, and she actually manages to save their life.
Okay.
Yeah, but she can also potentially, she can also manipulate her own blood as well. But when she was 12, yeah, basically she had a bit of an incident with Compound V, to say the least. But it's very graphic. It's one of those series where I think I'm probably going to watch it, but it's going to be one of those where I might talk about it down the pub.
Gotcha. And not let your mom watch it.
No, my mom watched it with me.
Oh, okay.
But it's not the kind of series that you want to talk about in polite conversation, maybe.
I gotcha.
Elementary was on like, well, I don't know, sometimes Elementary is. I think there's certain series like that where you think, blimey. I think there's certain things like that which are very adult in its content, and you think, no. Have to bear in mind, you know, this stream is not made for kids, but it's not mature rated either.
No. Me and the wife, she actually never did catch all of the Heroes series. And so she's like, we should watch Heroes. I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you sure?
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Yeah, save the cheerleader, save the world. But are you sure that's what you want to watch? Okay, you're going to love, it's like season 1, season 2. They get around to season 3 into season 4, and you're not going to like it so much.
I think the first couple of seasons were good, but after that, it kind of petered out.
Not just kinda.
Yeah.
By the time season 4
generous.
hit, I actually don't describe many shows like this. It absolutely sucked. I thought I had missed some shows. And so I went out and I bought the series. I got it on special, you know, boxed edition, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, well, maybe I missed, you know, something in there.
Yeah. But no, not the case.
Nope. I actually ran out of gas.
D?
Oh, no. I have gas. I just put more in, but
I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver. What do you mean? You ran out of fuel? What?
To be fair, I mean, I used to work for a breakdown company. I probably ran out of fuel about 3 times in 10 years.
Wow. See, and as far as cars go, I've run out of fuel once. And it was only because I was getting low. The gas station was at the top of the hill. Yeah, you can see where that's going. And I, of course, ran out.
Yeah. I've had it happen a couple of times. The last time it was around the time when my dad died, so I probably wasn't thinking straight. I went up to see a friend of mine in Derby, and I'm coming back, and it's a similar thing where I'm thinking, well, the filling station's literally just down the road, and all of a sudden the car starts sort of spluttering, then cuts out, and it's on a very slight downhill, but not downhill enough to keep the car going.
Ah, See, and if I rolled back down the hill, I could start the car up again. Not a problem. Because the gas would go back into where it should be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Although I went out with a friend of mine once, and he ran out of fuel. And his excuse was, well, I wanted to, because we went to the pub first. And the excuse was, he said, well, at least my priorities are correct.
Pub first, gas second. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're the one who didn't. You're the one who didn't have to push the car.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks. Honestly. I love how some people think that way. It's great. Oh, bean. Okay. Sorry, I'm just guessing progressively lost.
I was a little while back there. I went the wrong way in the maze of stuff.
Uh, I'm trying to get kind of along the coast a bit, but I've got to be careful that I don't drown the truck. Oh, that's bees. Okay, let's get rid of these. 3 beehives. Nice. I think they may have changed the trigger point on the beehives, because I was in enough distance to strike them, but the bees didn't actually materialize. Interesting.
If you're fast enough.
Well, I'm hardly quick draw McGraw, let's face it. Meanwhile, I'm doing some evil Knievel in the truck.
Don't we always?
Yeah.
That's just a standard.
It is when you're going over the dunes. Actually, that's one film I haven't seen. I haven't seen the latest version of Dune. I don't know if it's any good. I saw the old one, like 1980s.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Nah. There's quite a few films I need to catch up on. Although the only thing with having a reclining sofa like we've got now, once I'm in that sofa in reclining position, it's very hard to get out.
Gotcha.
In the sense of you're just so comfortable. All you want to do is just go, I don't want to move. Okay, well, I've now got to the situation where I'm now making Hitchhiker's Guide's worth of coal power plants. Oh, I've drowned the truck. Oh crap! And I'm all right. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have to abandon it for now.
Bummer.
I know. Just a bit. So 42 coal generator plants to put down. That's all.
42.
It's not that much.
Wow.
42. Yeah, I've already put down a bank of 6. So it's going to be 48 in total. So I'm going up from 24 to 48. So I'm doubling it basically. Right, back on the platform. Right. Well, just like you had to go and fetch some coffee, I need to fix a problem with my mug because I've run out of tea.
Well, that's
So
definitely
with
a problem.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. So with the time reaching 25 to 9 from my side, I'm going to take a short break. If you want to watch what D's doing, go by all means, go ahead and watch his stream. But I'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, don't go away.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Hey, Kuba. Okay, so all of the intake lines, these are coming into the building, and I'm pretty sure they're all good. I will eventually upgrade them all to MK2s, which means 8 lines, 4,800 cubic meters of water. So, yeah, a lot. And I'm not absolutely sure whether I've got all the water that I need. Like, I'm not absolutely sure. Well, you got to remember this whole entire top area will be power plants. The entire thing will be filled with power plants eventually. So the water tower supplies the whole entire thing. Well, with Tbone building like basically a mega base, because that's pretty much what you got to look at this thing as. For that, you need a lot of power. Like there's a lot of power for that. The power plant as it sits basically has to cover us until we get to nuclear, and then coal kind of, I'm not going to say it goes by the wayside, but you don't need coal as much after you get nuclear. Yeah. Astroneer was a lot of fun. I didn't build mega bases on Astroneer. I built one fairly decent base. I'm not going to call it mega, but it was a decent base. And then all the other planets, I just built like outpost style. You know, enough to bring stuff in, store it, get it on the ship, and get it back to the main base or the main planet. Astroneer was a lot of fun. Hi, Rod. Well, like I said, with him running, like I'm basically gonna call it a mega base because that's what it is. It's a mega base. Yeah. If it actually sucked water, yes, I probably would soak it dry. Oh, bummer. I was hoping to get some in there. This might be more trouble than it's worth. Oh, it's not deep enough. Okay. Well, I got the one. Slight bit of clipping. Oh, well. Hmm. Water. Lots and lots of water. Kuba made a joke that I'm going to suck this lake dry. So what do you mean? I'm going to go edit. Oh, go edit. Okay. That's short. Okay, cool. Awesome. Good going, Kuba. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna back it off to 2 o'clock. That's when I've got it advertised for. Reason being, it's a Sunday, and I noticed that viewer dropped like a rock. So I don't see a point in not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, might as well do it when people are actually gonna watch it. Tomorrow night I have a something stream going. Because everyone that I normally play with is busy, you know, doing stuff or whatever, and nobody's gotten a hold of me and all the rest of that. I figured I'd do a channel something, channel favorite, channel whatever the channel wants. Yeah, well, what I figured was you can leave comments up until the stream starts, right? So instead of starting a poll, because then that's got to be done on the community page of the channel, I just drop by and drop me a comment, and whatever comment gets the most, I guess that's the one I'm going to do. Incidentally, I'm not offering Satisfactory, only because. Well, basically, I have a bunch to produce for my Satisfactory, like for my playthrough that's going. I have a bunch I got to produce yet. And so I don't want to get ahead of myself with a stream, you know what I mean, when I haven't even done the regular shows yet. So. So one. Sounds like, what's his name from V? That's 1, 2. I have to think. I'm getting a little quiet here because I have to think of how I'm going to run this. Running the water pipes. Yeah. See the smoke coming up from the ears? Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. And here I was thinking Siler from Heroes. That maniacal look on his face as he's looking at you. You haven't seen The Shining. Okay. Are you not a fan of like horrors or whatever? The typical. Okay, no, I get you. Yeah, and the screaming teen, the one that runs the fastest or the first dies first, and no matter how far they run or how fast or how athletic they are, they always trip. I get you. Yeah. Yeah. Any of the '80s horror, you always know when the bad guy's coming because the music. Yep. Eh, That's a dad joke for you. Yeah. Little bit of that English humor, or English dad humor. That'd probably be better. Do we have copper at the new base, at the main base? You're not making it here yet, are you? Gotcha. Well, you've brought a whole bunch here, so I'm going to rob it. No, you actually made concrete, so I recall a couple playthroughs ago, a couple episodes ago, I was actually at a point where I had like 8 pieces of concrete in the whole entire base. I had miscalculated. You know what I mean? Like I had built up a bunch, yeah, but yeah. But for the amount of machines you got here, you need some power. It's the difference between a simulator and a factory. Oh yeah. It's been sitting on my wish list. I've been watching for it. Yeah. Something like that, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's either we're gonna do it together or we're gonna do it, you know what I mean, separately. One of the two. Visit each other on opposing days. I don't know. Yeah, Kuba, shorts are very quick. I don't make too many of them for my channel. I probably should, but I find as a what you might refer to as a long form content creator, I find shorts don't do my channel any good because then the people that are watching it are short form folks. So if you're going to run just some advice as you're starting out here, if you're going to run a lot of shorts, make sure your longer form doesn't go much past about 10 minutes. Otherwise, people will stop watching your channel. Yeah, not because I know this, because how to put it, I've watched YouTubes on it, and that's what other people are saying. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could be totally wrong. That's just what I've been watching. But I've noticed with mine, I get a bunch of people watching them. I get a couple of subs, and then I seem to lose those subs in subsequent day or a week later. I seem to lose them. Uh, See, and I've only lost 4 subs in the entire time of my channel. And well, I've got 4 shorts. So, and it's run right in line with those shorts. I don't have any other. I don't know. I just don't know. It's a lot of conjecture when you look at analytics and whatnot of a channel. It's Yeah. Oh no, no, that's knock your socks off. That's I was never much for the mainstream, um, like with lots of friends and whatnot. Uh, so we came up with a bunch that were like when we were gaming or when we were playing role playing games and such, which are very specific to that action, right? But not like a general saying that was said in public due to the fact that I wasn't in public very often. I was much of a geek when I was younger. Totally. Like most of us, the game and whatnot, I was a geek, no problem. But when sorry, I'm counting here. I got to pay attention to my lines here. And then when I grew up, got a little older, I started driving truck. And driving truck, you're by yourself. So I've been by myself for 36 years. Well, the hours are insane. Personally, I would not suggest truck driving to anybody as a career. I just wouldn't. You wouldn't get me to admit freely that it's a good career. Can you make money at it? Yes, you can. Can you this? Can you that? Yes, you can. Absolutely, no issues. But it's not something I would suggest. It's not the profession it used to be, at all. Like not at all. I forgot to unmute you. Bummer. You haven't been coming through to my stream. Oh well. When you went on your break, I muted you. Oh well. So anyway.
Hello to D stream.
Yes, hello.
Due to sort of senior moments.
Senior moments, technical difficulties. But yeah, I wouldn't. Go ahead.
And D basically having just one job to do, which was unmute me at the most appropriate time.
Yep, that was it. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest truck driving. I just wouldn't. You wouldn't get me to.
And get my friends that have recently got married are both truck drivers.
So if you can find a woman that will drive, a partner that will drive with you, okay, totally different story.
Yeah, husband and wife truckers. And she's also a musician as well, so. Which is how I originally know. Which is how I originally know her. To be fair, Miley's a trombonist first, but she's also a pianist as well.
Cool. Yes, he's back, Kuba. I noticed him rummaging around his room when he went for his break. So I muted him on Discord.
Excuse me. I muted myself when I left the room. Don't even.
No, you were coming through loud and clear, rummaging around your room.
I swear I muted it.
That's all good.
I swear I muted it my end. You're going to make me paranoid about that. You do realise it. Right. Okay. You're not the only one who's counting, because so am I. Right, now then. 1, 2, 8. Right, okay. So this is the last bank of 6 I need on this side.
Okay, give me a sec, because you're coming. Although I hear you clearly, you're coming through fuzzy on my stream. I'm just gonna. I'll leave. No, I'm gonna reboot Discord as well.
Okay, you go ahead. Right, sorted?
No.
Hopefully.
No.
Soon find out. Tbone static when he talks. Okay, that suggests that I may be a bit too loud.
Okay, so I'm back. Is it talk again?
Okay, so I'm talking at the moment. Apparently, it's the hearing static would suggest that potentially I'm a bit too loud on your end,
Okay.
anyway,
Well,
because that's going to be digital clipping. If that's the case,
fixed. No, it was. I just rebooted.
Hey!
I rebooted Discord. I kind of figured when it's that garbly, staticky sound, it's just reboot it real quick.
Curious. Right, okay, so let's see. Right, so I can. Right, that's 24 down. I've got another 24 to do. I shall indeed say Bean. Indeed, I can see your message, Cuba. Thank you. Yeah, Cuba's little emblem. I think he's starting a school for beans. I think that's what it is.
Well, it used to be a bean, wasn't it?
At least that's my theory, anyway.
Sorry, I was just checking checking the laptop. Oh man, now I've lost my count again. Oh. Okay, you know what? I need a piece of paper. Plain and simple. It's now down to paper. If I don't have paper, I'm going to lose this. I keep losing my count on all these water lines.
Mm-hmm. Do you not have some sort of like a manual counting device?
Piece of paper.
That reminds me of a sketch that there was a show in the 1950s, and it was called The Goon Show. Yeah, like a clicker. That's what I was thinking. And there's a point where one of the characters asks what the time is, and he says, "I've got it. Well, it's according to this, it's 8. According to this piece of paper, it's 8 o'clock." It says, "How do you know it's 8 o'clock?" Because I wrote it down on this piece of paper. Because that's what time it was when I asked the guy. He's got a watch.
I think that's one of those ones we didn't have here in North America.
Okay. Yeah, it was a BBC radio comedy. I got introduced to it again by the same friend, because I didn't know much about it either. But no, that's via BBC Radio 4, which which generally is which is incredibly well spoken. Almost to the point where it sounds like heightened received pronunciation. It really does. Okay, I think that front bank's going to have to maybe move back.
Sorry, my head's still smoking. In case you're wondering, I'm here. I gotta. Well, come down here and you look at the lines that I've got running into and out of this.
Oh, I shall. I shall, because I've been placing Jenny's at my end. You know, Jenny's from the block, as it were. Be nice to use the new power lines as well when that's at some point. Okay, I'm going to come across on this way. I'm going by fast manual traversal at the moment. The old jump and slide method.
Yep, I use it all the time.
Mm-hmm. It's nice when you got the mechanical legs, as it were.
To me, it doesn't really work without them.
It kind of does without them, but nowhere near as well. Okay, there's the truck. Right. Why do I seem 15 minutes behind on my chat? Probably because I'm thinking.
We do that when we think. It's that smoke rising from the ears. I mean, I know the earphones cover it up a lot, right? But you can still see a little wisp of it here and there.
Yeah, and then every now and again you might hear a whistle, bit like a tea kettle. Yes, the old hot water, the old way of boiling hot water. Put a kettle on a stove. Although that seems to be a thing in America.
What?
There aren't that many people with electric kettles. Certainly when I went over.
We have one. I don't know.
But certainly when I was in North America, I mean, I've never been to Canada, but it certainly seemed like that. It seemed like hardly anyone had electric kettles.
Wow. Okay. I don't know.
No, they'd boil water on the stove. Certainly when I went to, this is when I was dating a New Yorker. This is about 20 years ago. And I went to the house and I asked for a cup of tea, as you do. And they actually put a kettle on the stove. I thought, I haven't seen that in years. I thought that's how novel. Although I must admit, I've actually gone back to making tea in a pot when we have guests.
Oh, rather than per cup, like one bag per cup.
Yeah, so I'll make tea in a pot and I'll actually have teacups. So, and I'll have a little milk jug.
Gotcha.
Whereas normally I'll just have a mug. But certainly if we have guests, I do that. Although before now, there's, I don't know whether you have this in Canada, but we have something called afternoon tea.
No, we don't have afternoon tea.
So afternoon tea, it's basically afternoon tea. Not only do you have tea which is put in a teapot with cups and saucers and all the rest of it, but you also have little sandwiches and cakes and all that kind of stuff. And the whole thing, it generally starts, well, for me, it would start at 4 o'clock. By the time you finished it, it's about 6. So, but it's
wow.
it tends to be served in a lot of hotels and tea shops around the country. But I have done an afternoon tea spread in the past. Okay, let's see now. What do I need? Oh yeah, I was coming to see you. I think at one point I started getting really interested in things like etiquette and how certain things were done, and that's probably how I got into knowing about sort of serving tea and that kind of thing. Although a lot of stuff to do with etiquette actually came from the French.
Yeah, surprise,
Which I
surprise.
didn't.
Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
I think you did. For a moment, I thought you was going to say quelle surprise, but never mind. Oh, I need to cook that. I need to put that hard drive on for research at some point. See what I can get out of it.
Yeah, for me, once I get that initial optional screw recipe,
wow,
I'm done.
Look at this, people. You have been busy.
Not me.
Okay, that's a tall tower. Right, I'm going to go up here and take a look. My goodness. How tall are you making this thing?
That should be good where it's at.
Okay, I was going to say. You're trying to outcompete a space elevator at this point. Wow.
It holds more batteries that way.
Mm-hmm. I can see my house from here. Old joke, but it works. Okay, so from what I can see, so I can see I can see the lines coming in. There's one line, from what I can see, there's one line hooked up at the moment. Then there's another 3 coal nodes.
Yeah, I gotta wait for more sulfur before I start trying to tap anymore. Like I'm not using. You can see the compacted coal line is running really slowly now that everything's up to MK3s, and I overclocked the sulfur up top. So the 3 regular coal lines are for other whatchamacallit, they're for other ones. Tbone state of surveillances.
Yeah, seeing if so. In other words, I'm just making sure that you're building up to code.
Oh, TSO. Okay, the previous one, OSHA. Yeah, okay, I get you. So yeah, I mean this was just to make sure that you had power, and to make sure that when I started hooking up my stuff below, that nothing's gonna run out, kind of deal, right? Then below, I'm starting on the actual water tower stuff, which I mean I don't know whether I'm going to use the whole entire lake. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I run as much as I can into the bean is stuck in the lines. There's not much I can do, and I'm not allowed to hit them with you, otherwise I get charged or something like that. But so I could get them out of there though. But the lines coming in come in the basement, and then they go up through the floor, and then with the total trees in my way here, because all these trees keep coming back.
Yeah, coming.
All of these lines will run straight up the wall, right from the floor, straight up the wall, right? And then once I get to the top, then I make a platform up there, and then that's where the and I'm hoping by that time we'll be at the better fluid buffers. But I do put these in to start, but then I change them up to the 1200s later on.
Okay.
And then that's it. That's the system. And then what I do is I make a row of batteries in the vacant space of
Okay.
of what's not being used for water pipes and whatnot. I put in batteries, and then I put in a roof or a floor, whatever, and then I put in another floor of batteries, and then a floor, and then a floor of batteries, and it ends up being all the batteries you will ever need for the rest of the game in this one water tower.
Nice.
But yeah, this is the confusion coming in, and then I got to
good
reroute
Lord.
it once we get to MK2 pipes, because MK2s will handle 600 cubic meters. These will only handle 300.
That's right.
So
At which point, then it's basically 5 pumps per pipe.
right, but that's the way I've got it all separated. Is that I've got sections of five pumps down here, right? And that's kind of how I'm trying to weave it in. Is that I've got 5 here, 5 there, 5 here, you know what I mean? And I can later on redo everything down here and yet still have it in some semblance of normalcy.
Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Dee's actually teaching me Factorio at the moment. Now, I can understand Satisfactory. I get it in my head. Factorio, not so much. And I don't know why. Why have I got such a mental block with it? I have no idea yet.
It's just a new game, personally. Like, it's just and they're two different games. It's like Johnny on my channel. He plays Tectonica. He was mentioning
Yeah.
a totally different game. Do you know what I mean? Like totally different game. Like, it's not the same. It's a different concept. It's a different play. It's a different, I don't know, whatever, right? So different parts and pieces and such. And once you get used to the parts and pieces, I had to play, I think my Tectonica's at number 3. But the next footage coming out, people will notice right away that I'm actually starting to get my feet under me in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Although I must admit, after 5 hours of Factorio, my brain was completely fried. I think. Particularly when you put the last blueprint down, I'm going, what the heck is this?
oh, green circuits, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, just wait. Like, when we get into nuclear power and that, we get into oil production. I mean, but like I said, I do want to see you build. This isn't about me building. This is about you building in that game.
Okay, that's cool. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Oh. Truck. Hooray. Hello, truck.
Cool, Johnny. Yeah. I've already got it recorded. It's just getting it down to editing it. And my last day and a half, I needed a break from editing. Editing is it's a brain heavy work. It takes a lot out of you.
Can be a very intensive process. In fact, speaking of editing, there's a chap who has a YouTube channel, and he's a very well-known editor. He works with some of the big YouTubers. He's called Hillier Smith, another British guy, and some of his videos are very interesting to watch when it comes to editing. So that's definitely a recommendation.
Well, to me, once you start editing, you have to go. You know what I mean? Like, you have to complete it. You can't edit a little bit. Like putting timestamps, no big deal, right? You can always come back to it, and it's I don't think it's a big issue, right? Whereas editing, it's kind of a once you start, you gotta complete the program, right?
Sounds like a jar of Pringles.
Yeah, once you start a jar of Pringles, you got to complete that jar of Pringles.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, that's what they say in the adverts anyway. Once you pop, you can't stop. No, that's seriously, that's what they say in the UK.
I haven't heard that commercial in so long. Lately, they've been playing a lot of bongos on Pringles containers.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
The fuzzy's back.
The fuzz.
Okay. Common parlance for the police,
Ah, okay.
at least
Yeah,
over here.
yeah.
In
We,
fact,
no,
there's
no,
a
we call them that too. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
fuzz.
Yeah, in fact, there's a movie. There's a British movie, and it's Simon Pegg stars in it with Nick Frost, and it's a great comedy, and it's called Hot Fuzz, and it is
Seen it? Yep.
brilliant. It is just, and that a lot of it actually. They always say there's elements of truth. It's a truth in humour, and I think when it comes to certain elements of British policing, yeah, I'd say so. Certainly, village policing, yes. Although I think British policing has deteriorated. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was trying to get concrete. I think British policing has deteriorated over the years, unfortunately. There seems
And
to
see,
be-
here, I don't think it's the policing. Because my family's worked with the RCMP over the years. It's more a case of the judges are letting everybody go. And how can you do your job as a cop properly if, one, all of your work just gets let go? Like, you know the person did it. You know they did it wrong. Now, I mean, if you I think you would call it nick a chocolate bar from a confectionery store, then who cares?
Yep.
Right? But when a murderer walks, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
and not because you goofed up, not because you made a mistake, not because of anything, just because for whatever reason the judge just let the little prick go.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Although the impression I seem to get with the police here is the priorities are very different. The policing priorities are very different. It seems that certain elements of the police are more obsessed with what you say online than potentially getting your car stolen or things like that. Lord knows why, but hey.
Like more worried about what you're going to say about them?
No, more worried about what you're going to say on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you're photographing or you're filming them, and people are just trying to catch the cops doing
not necessarily the police per se, but we do have we have a section in the Communication Act that talks about putting things that are grossly offensive online. And of course, when you say something's what's grossly offensive? Well, that's one man's meat is another man's poison. What's offensive to one person may be inoffensive to somebody else. So there's a lot of that stuff, and also recently they've passed something called the Online Safety Bill, which means they're going to try and regulate the internet even more. So, as far as I'm concerned, in the UK, free speech is basically dead.
Yeah, they're trying that in Canada here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the main reason I don't have much of a social media presence. I play games and have fun and have a bit of a chat about things, talk about the weather. That's it. Ooh, hello. No, you don't. There we go. That's better. Nope. So yeah, very much that kind of thing. You just have to. It's one of those things where now on the internet you have to sort of watch your P's and Q's to a certain degree. Sad, really. I think I preferred the sort of wild west of the internet in the kind of early 2000s.
Yeah, yeah.
Admittedly, it was a little bit harsher then, as people would obviously say whatever they like through anonymity.
Well, I mean, to me, people still say what they want through anonymity. Like, people don't own up to what they do or what they say.
Yeah, true.
So you're fuzzy again, Tbone.
I have no idea why.
What I'm confused about is that you're coming through just fine. Like in my headphones, you sound just fine.
Have you tried? Just try turning me down a little bit on Discord on your side, and see if that helps.
Okay, there. I dumped you by like 10 decibels.
Okay, let's see if that helps.
What do you think, Kuba?
We'll soon find out. You know, obviously he's the beam police, so
That's all good. No. I mean, we need somebody to say something if there's something wrong.
yeah, absolutely.
Better than silence.
Doom, ding, doom, ding, doom, ding, doom, ding, doom. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to talk to you again.
Yeah, that's the one.
You sound like a mouse now.
Come on, Pluto. As long as it's not Mickey Mouse, we're okay. Oh, come here. 250. Oh, at some point, I'm gonna have to share a video with you, which is to do with audio, because there's a really good program when it comes to audio feeds and balancing and that mixing and that kind of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, it's been my bane of my existence on my channel is my audio.
Yeah. Yeah. Guaranteed. Yeah. Guaranteed. Yeah. Audio can be a right pain. No, that's one of the reasons why I went the route I went.
Yeah, I wish like I had a Behringer board, which Behringer, but it blew up on me when the channel first started out. It got progressively it got progressively worse.
I was going to say you tried to do some mixing on it. I'm sorry, Behringer. To be fair, I started on a Behringer board.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they don't last long.
So Kuba, to explain all this, each pipe, MK1 pipe in Satisfactory will hold 300 cubic meters max. Each one of the pumps pumps 120. So there's no nice, I mean, unless we put overclockers in one of them and tweak it, there's no nice math between these. So with MK1 pipes, it's 3 pumps per pipe. With MK2 pipes, it's 5 pumps per pipe. Right, 2-ish. I mean, I could overclock one, but to me, it's never done because as soon as you go up to MK2 pipe, you need 5 pumps. So my organization down here is 3 pumps per pipe right now. And then I have the numbers down here so that I can go 5 pumps per pipe when I totally gut the place and redo the pipes later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mind you, the mathematics gets even crazier when you start getting into manufacturers.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm going to do this again. I'm doing this with the knowledge that once we get to MK2 pipes, I'm going to do the whole piping all over again. It'll be much, much better when I do it again. Because an MK2 pipe will haul 600 cubic meters per minute rather than 300. Yeah, it is. No, it's welcome to factory building. It's, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
That's exactly what happens. You start with something small, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the next thing you know, you've got an Excel spreadsheet in front of you. and you're going, okay, I need this amount of constructors, this amount of assemblers. I need to get this amount of resource in order to do this. Yeah, that's what happens. That's exactly how factory games operate.
I was playing my Railroads Online, and I have a spreadsheet for that one. And I was
Really?
Oh yeah, I should show it to you. My spreadsheet for Railroads Online tells me all of my all of my places that I'm going to and coming from, because it doesn't organize you. You lay the track in that one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Have they produced? Have they? Speaking of Railroads Online, I know there's been some updates. Have they actually done anything with when it comes to navigation and surveying? You know, connected up like a compass, for example.
no.
Ugh,
Yeah,
why?
yeah, no doubt.
Honestly, that's the one thing that game needs.
Oh, you were an accountant.
least.
Oh, my dad was an accountant, Mr. Sheeple. Yes.
Mm-hmm. There we go. An accountant in a past career. Does that mean that probably means in Mr. Sheeple's house then that they count sheep before they go to sleep? I know, dad joke. Sorry.
Oh, did you, the most feared and hated person in existence.
Oh, that's like, yeah. I mean, the British equivalent is what's called the HMRC, which is Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. I think in America it'd be the IRS, wouldn't it?
Yeah. In Canada, it's the Canadian Arabian, so CRA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet you love those guys.
I don't mind myself. I do my own taxes, and I've never been reassessed. Like I've never had a reassessment because I don't. To me, as long as you don't cheat or try to fudge your taxes, you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
But of course, the joke is the most feared and hated person in existence.
To be fair, it's the same over here. I mean, if you watch sort of very light entertainment, you watch things like sort of game shows and that kind of stuff, and you know they'll have various couples on it. And it'll be, oh hello, and what's your name, Mark, and what do you do for a living? I'm a tax inspector, and you can hear the audience go, boo! It is.
Yeah.
You can guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it. Oh, that's where I've abandoned the other truck. Okay.
Okay, so you're not that bad. Just employer labor tax. Okay.
Okay, that's not as bad.
No. It's not that. It's the other side of the coin. He's working for the customer rather than for the government.
Oh,
Big
right.
difference. Big difference.
That's going, okay, so this is tax deductible, and this is this, and this is this. And you go,
Well, no,
okay.
it's the difference between helping people and, well, I don't want to say it this way, but being a dick.
I would have said screwing them over, but
Well,
hell.
yeah, that works.
Or as the Big Bang Theory likes to say, galloping up a vertical pole around a helical axis.
Well, it's like I said, I've never had a problem. My dad taught me how to do taxes when I was younger, and I've never had an issue.
Cool.
Well, he was an accountant as well. He was I don't know what
That helps.
Yeah, well, he was chartered a corporate accountant, all the rest of that. So
Okay, Cube, I'll repeat that. So in other words, it's like galloping up a vertical pole around a helical axis. Which, if you know your Big Bang Theory beans, you're screwed.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Right. Okay, got you.
A bit of both. Paid to the government, audit employers. Also mandated to help them as well. Business owners, yeah.
Oh, that's a point.
Still,
Right,
it's
still there.
yeah, but still, it's a difference to me, anyways, Mr. G. It's a difference between up here when Revenue Canada comes after you. Now, usually, like I said, you have to ask for it, right? Like you gotta be cheating, you gotta be fudging, you gotta be doing something. Because I've had some pretty wicked taxes and some really good tax returns being a truck driver. A lot of write-offs, a lot of on-the-road write-offs and whatnot. Fairly difficult to somewhat simple taxes over the years. And I've always done it myself, which means that I may or may not have done it right. Once in a while, the CRA finds, Canadian Revenue Agency, finds mistakes that I've made. And I don't think they've ever helped me out, though. In other words, they've never given me more money than what I ask for. And then I find out that I made mistakes in my previous year's taxes, and they never brought it. They never said, oh, hey, by the way, you made a mistake in your taxes. Here, we helped you out with that. Yeah, I've never had that. Never. Not once have I ever had that. So, and I've heard some horror stories of people dealing with Revenue Canada. I mean, like some really good ones.
I bet. 1, 2, 3.
I would hate doing income tax audits, IRS or CRA. I refund money about 20. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Like I said, I think it's, I mean, I'm not sure, but I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. When you do a project like this, when you start laying all the generators out, you're thinking, oh my goodness, what have I taken on? Considering there's 48 in my case.
Oh, I still got to run the electrical and all the pumps for this.
Oof. So, sounds like you're not even halfway done at the moment. I had a feeling this would be a multi-parter.
Thanks, Mr. Sheeple.
Cool.
I try to be as big as possible. Go big or go home is always been my. If I need 1,000, make 2,000.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't mind doing that as long as there's a point. Some of these videos where you get people going, I've made a billion gazillion supercomputers, and you're thinking, why?
Yeah, what for? But yet they get, and the thing I hate is that they get thousands and hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah.
And it's like, really?
Oh, yeah, I do.
And then you watch it, and the guy did it in build mode.
Which means what?
Which means he didn't even build the resources to build it. He cheated. And yet they they watch them. Seriously, watch them. Now that you've played Satisfactory or any other builder game, right, as many times as you have, watch very carefully and see whether they run back. I mean, I'll do, on my video, I'll do a cutscene where I'll cut out me running back for resources because I just, doesn't make sense, right, to, so the top two lines. It doesn't make sense to show everybody me running back for resources. You know what I mean? It just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. And, but if you never get that cutscene, if people never cut that out, then you know they're not running back for resources. And if they're not running back for resources, I really hate it in Valheim because people will do these phenomenal builds, and they look great, right? No arguments. But the guy did it in build mode. Like he never adventured for any of it. He just took parts and pieces and made something great. Now, kudos, congratulations, but it's not really an achievement. In Valheim, these guys build these phenomenal marble homes. In order to get black marble, you have to go farm it in the Mistlands. Yeah, good luck with that. Seriously. Good luck with farming that much.
Sorry, all I can think is, he's got a black magic marble. He's got a black...
Yeah, no doubt. So that should probably do for piping for now.
Cool.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 pipes coming in. That's 3,000 cubic meters per minute.
Oh my word.
Well, quick calculation, right?
Yeah. I know. I'm just thinking, do you need... Are you just taking all of the water in the world? Is that what you're doing?
That's what Kuba said, yeah. Am I going to suck that lake out? Nope.
Although, to be fair, I mean, in essence, the design I'm doing at the moment is scalable. Because I know at some point we're going to go and end up with 720 belts.
Yeah. Seeing...
Right at the end of the game.
Yeah. And all this piping, everybody that's watching, right? All that only satisfies 60 power plants. That's it. That's all it satisfies.
Mm-hmm.
So now once I change everything to MK2, right, and then 5 pumps per line, I can basically half the amount of lines coming in here and the spaghetti madness that I got going, and then expand into the rest of the underground down here.
Yep.
Don't know how far I'm going to be able to get with the compacted coal, though.
Not sure, because it's not something I'm familiar with.
Yeah, neither am I.
Personally, what did we work it out as? Is it
7.4 per
7?
minute. 7.14 per minute. So you get more. It is way better. The math was way better on compacted coal. Okay, Mr. Deethus was absolutely correct when he said use compacted coal. So, but what my problem is production of compacted coal. I don't know how long my sulfur is going to last. We may or may not be able to train in, like bring a train in from somewhere and drop off more compacted coal, in which case I have a whole area down here that I can rework and get more compacted coal working.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I'm probably thinking about having a main line running sort of north-south along the coast, and then having branches go sort of west inland. I think it's probably the way I'm thinking.
Gotcha.
So that everything basic. So then it means, because in essence, I'm making almost like a mega factory, and then it's going to be a case of trying to getting all the raw materials in, or as many as possible. But if there's a good area, as you said, if there's a good area for a specific resort for a specific item, then yeah, fine, we can do it. That you can go ahead and do that. But that's the general plan.
Well,
and to be fair, I have never built on this scale. Yeah.
This
I know that
this will be my second one at your scale. To be honest, but my second. I mean, I started building massive factories when I started playing Factorio. That was the whole right. That was the gist there. So, been there, been here, done this. Not a big deal. My playthrough, I've never done one that big. The plans I got for that, you are going to be dwarfed with this, with what you got going.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition, but it's just where, I don't know.
I think it's different. I think we've got. Well, I think generally speaking, I don't know if we've both got different build ideas or different build styles. I'm not sure. Haven't quite figured that one out yet. I think we both build big, but I think we both do it in different ways.
Well, I mean,
Although to be fair,
with the options though, dude, I would hope we build in different ways. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I don't want us to build it in the same way. No way. Okay. Wow, this is looking rather impressive. Even with the coal plants down, even with the gens down. Right, 12 more gens to go. One, two. All right, let's get this placed.
Out of all the commodities I forgot to pick up, I didn't grab pipe.
Ah, dear. Honestly, dude. I mean, what is going on with if you can't lay if you're not laying pipe?
No, Kuba, I'm not going to make a cannon. I was just going to make a regular transport back and forth because I'm getting tired of driving there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the trucks, but I've never been a fan of them. Landing is an issue. I don't have parachute yet. I don't actually have one.
You do realise there's mycelia at the back of the
I know.
back of the main.
I know. I could build one very easily. I know. You'll also notice, Kuba, the terrain around here isn't really conducive for shooting myself in a cannon. It's not wide open. It's very tall and maze-like.
I didn't know you could make a cannon.
Oh yeah, you bet. With the transport tubes.
Okay, that sort of cannon.
Yeah.
Okay, the hypertubes. Yeah, I understand what you mean. That's why you can't pull the old water bucket trick. I think you mean truck rather than trick. Or do you mean trick rather than truck? I have no idea.
That trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, and I think I know the one you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm going to have to share this with you at some point, D.
What's that?
A friend of mine got in touch with me recently, and he was clearing out his grandmother's house because his grandmother recently died, and she must be really old then. She must be way in her 90s or something. But he came across a photograph from primary school, 1981. And it's got me and a couple of my friends, quite a couple of my friends that I'm still friends with today.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So at some point, I'm gonna have to send you the photograph and then ask you, try and ask you to work out which one's me.
I got one of those about a year ago. Maybe longer. From same thing, a friend, somebody that I'm still in contact with on. Whatchamacallit? No more copper sheets at the main base.
Okay. So there's going to be plenty at the starter.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm at the main base here, I'm just going to grab a bit of fuel, but then I'm going to go get another coffee.
I don't blame you. Yep, 1981 Cuba. Yes. I am that old.
You're that young? What?
You flatter me, sir.
81, I was already, I don't know what you're calling primary. We call it grade school. Grades kindergarten to 6. And I was already into junior high, dude.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, 81, I would have been 6 or possibly 7 years old, depending on when it was taken. because I was born in 1974.
Oh, you're gonna okay.
I'm a proper Gen Xer, dude.
My coffee's Craig's gonna have to wait a minute. Wife just got up. She's making fresh stuff, so I'm not gonna argue with fresh stuff.
Well, to be fair, neither would I.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
No,
you're
the
not
only thing
young,
is-
Kuba. I mean, 37's not young. Not like you're a kid. You're just not an old fart. That's all. You're kind of in that middle range of, you know, figuring shit out but not having enough gray hair yet.
Yeah, you haven't quite got to the age yet where basically but you say what you like and you don't give a damn what you say. I think we're about at that stage, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Right, okay, so that's all my jennies in place, although I'm missing iron plate now. Are you still a starter?
No, I'm back at my base now.
Oh, okay.
Once I found out coffee was getting made, I ducked back over here.
Funny that.
Yeah, no doubt, eh? Oh, you're making coffee? Okay, well, I'll continue working.
Whistle while you work. Da-da-da-da-da. Although that reminds me of there was a British comedy, and it was set in the Second World War, because we had something called the Home Guard, British Home Guard, and it was a lot of either people that had fought in World War One, or possibly people that were it was almost like a volunteer army if Britain ever got invaded, and it was commonly known as Dad's Army. And they made basically there was a couple of writers, Jimmy Perry and Perry and Croft, basically, who also served in the military around that time, and they made a comedy out of it. And there was one point where they actually captured, and it was made in a little sort of seaside coastal town, probably off the. I think it was based in like a little fictional seaside town in Sussex. So that's down in the southeast part of United Kingdom. And the thing is that the guy that runs it is the guy, basically the captain is basically a bank manager, but has got like a very sort of status of self-importance, even though he's very incompetent. And the assistant, his assistant at the bank, he's way more intelligent than him, but ends up as the sergeant. But they got this platoon of all sorts of different people, and one of them, at one point, they've got this young lad by the name of Pike, and he starts singing a song, and it's based on "Whistle While You Work," and it's "Whistle while you work, Hitler is a twerp, he's off army, half his army." So he's doing that, and the German soldier officer, it's a German officer that's captured. And he said, "Your name shall also go on the list. What is it?" At which point, Captain Mannering says, "Don't tell him, Pike." Just made me think of that scene. Meanwhile, I'm doing my James Bond act with my parachute. Although, I pay for Amazon Prime. And I went into it today to find out that all of the James Bond movies are on there for free.
Oh, really? All of them now? Okay.
On mine, yeah. At which point I'm thinking, okay, well, that's my week's plan for the next. That's my entertainment plan for the next Lord knows how long as that's the case. So you could literally watch from Sean Connery all the way upwards.
Never was a Roger Moore fan. Never was.
I think Roger Moore was an acquired taste, by all accounts. And I think some of it got a little bit out of hand, some of the humour. And I mean, the humour was lampooned in their films like Austin Powers, for example, which I thought the way how Austin Powers did it was just brilliant. Because, yeah, some of the humour just got... It was more like a carry-on movie. And I'm thinking, I don't want to watch a carry-on movie. I want to watch a James Bond movie.
I never liked Mike Myers' comedy. It just doesn't...
Okay, fair enough.
Just doesn't...
Well, different people.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, it
different
just
people like different
doesn't.
things.
I mean, I don't think he's a bad guy. The only comic that I don't like is the guy that played the big guy on Big Bang Theory. He was the geologist. I don't remember his name right now. He's the only comic that I hate, like utterly hate.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember his name. Bert, I think, is the character name on Big Bang.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I hate that guy. Detest him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch, and he's not even a comic anymore because he's so horrible. That guy that just swore all the time. But he was big in like
which one are you referring to?
yeah, there's lots of them that swear all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't really have comedy. He just swore at people, called out his whatchamacallits, called out his audience, did dumb things. Oh, I can't remember his name. Well, anyway,
No, I can't.
I'll watch that guy before I watch Bert. Bert made the biggest mistake I think he ever could have, but nobody else sees it as the biggest mistake. He made a bad joke about a band called Nickelback, and it's stuck. And when I mean it's stuck, I mean it's stuck like glue, white on rice, whatever. And the problem is, well, the band has worn it ever since.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those. Sometimes, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, obviously humor is humor, but there are times when you think, maybe not. Perhaps that wasn't really called for. I mean, don't get me wrong. I listen to a lot of edgy humor. I listen to a lot of humor that's can be quite offensive, to be fair. But there are the thing about that kind of stuff is I think sometimes it can go a little. Sometimes it can go a little far, and for me, if it goes a little bit far, I turn it off. When it comes to watching it, but if it's gonna tar someone's reputation, you do start questioning it.
Well, it's not that he went too far. It's that Comedy Central, or whatever it was, that was doing the program at the time, took his comment and ran it on every major ad for close to now. On one side of things, Nickelback was getting overplayed at the time. One of their songs was like every 4 seconds in America, a radio station was playing that song. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's I don't care who you are, that's too much. But
Agreed.
the band didn't deserve what happened next, which was the backlash from this comment. And so I have never found this guy funny. Like, I don't know how he ever made it as a comic. I don't know how anybody could ever think he was funny. His comedy is not comedy. He's just not a funny guy. don't mean to be a whatever about it, but he's just not a funny guy. So anyway, I think
What did you make of what did you make of George Carlin?
Oh, I loved him. He was great.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy I was trying to remember was Andrew Dice Clay.
Okay, not someone I'm familiar with.
Right. Couldn't stand him either, but I'll listen to him before Bert. So that was my yeah. So right for now, I'm going to put this hypertube just on the outside of the base by a bush out here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Actually, if you're doing hypertubes, could you build one that goes between the main base and the starter?
I could, yeah.
That runs close to the crystal line.
Could, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was just doing one so I could get back and forth easy.
All right.
But it's all good.
Okay, don't help a mate out then. Let's see if I can.
It's all good. I'll see what I can do.
It'll be tears before bedtime at this point.
Well, I tried to make it so we can get underneath this hypertube when it's needed, like we can drive underneath it.
Under the tube.
Oh, if we're staying on, wow, it's been that long already. Wow,
What?
I've only got 18 minutes. I can't run a hypertube in 18 minutes.
Yeah, well, you may have a point.
I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Dun, 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 dun,
Your mission,
dun,
if you
dun,
choose to
dun,
accept it,
dun, dun, dun.
is to do something impossible.
That radiation at the top of the climb.
Oh, okay. You go over a radiation zone in there.
Yeah. Oh, that looks fantastic. So I'm just flying over to where the power plant is. Holy cow. How do you turn the HUD off?
P. Photo mode.
P. Okay. Yeah, I could do with that. In fact, I'm just gonna land. I wanna land up here. Summer sloop. On the top of what looks a bit like a satellite dish. Ow!
What the heck?
P. That's flipping huge.
I keep getting spat back out of my own hypertube here. Literally.
So what else?
I go up one
So what
section and then that's it. I get spit out.
So what else is new?
I either got a hiccup or I'm getting tossed out.
At least that's what she said.
Oh, I'm getting tossed out.
You sure you built it the right way?
Oh, there's only one way to build a hypertube. I mean, that's not
Well,
it's not like a conveyor belt. You can mix up your
you put a conveyor belt the wrong way. It wouldn't go past me. It wouldn't it wouldn't surprise me if you managed to build a hypertube the wrong way.
Yeah, but they're whatchamacallit? They're
what, unidirectional?
they're two-way. Yeah, I know, they're two-way.
Okay. Just making sure. Holster. No, I can't do that.